We were created to move, and when we do, it's a remarkable thing because we are powerful, beautiful, and graceful, for we are gracefully and wonderfully made. But physical activity isn't just for the pros, it's for all of us. It's for anyone who wants to feel fully alive and thoroughly happy. Activity is the rhythm of life. Activity is the fountain of youth. And exercising our bodies and minds slows the effects of aging and keeps us young at heart, unlocking life's greatest pleasures. During this Creation Health presentation on activity, we'll hear about the physical and mental benefits of activity. You'll learn how you can have more energy and less stress. Do you want to feel more fully alive? Then let's join Dr. George Guthrie as he reveals some easy ways for us to work our bodies and minds so we can enjoy lifelong health and happiness.
Movement is life. As Kenneth Cooper likes to say, it's easier to maintain your health than regain it. He's absolutely right. Activity activates growth processes in our body and mind that keep us young mentally and physically. The good news is that recent research suggests we don't have to spend countless hours in the gym to become healthy and fit. And some of the most exciting studies deal with the effect of activity on the brain. The bottom line is that if you want to be dynamic, have more energy, and feel more alive, then you have to start moving because motion has life-sustaining benefits. Let's continue this Creation Health presentation on activity by looking at some landmark research involving the mind. The adult brain can actually grow in response to regular demands placed on it. Until recently, we thought this impossible. As it turns out, exercising the mind is much like exercising the body. Just as physical activity keeps our bodies fit, mental activity keeps our brains fit. In fact, mental activity actually changes the brain's structure. In one study, the hippocampal area in the brains of London taxi drivers was measured with an MRI. The hippocampus is the part of the brain involved with memory. The results showed that persons with intensive spatial training, such as taxi drivers, had more hippocampal gray matter than other normal people. This part of the brain was enlarged in the taxi drivers because they used it extensively every day. Mental activity optimizes brain performance. But the opposite is also true. Unused brain cells die. Use it or lose it seems to be one of life's immutable laws. So what's our takeaway from all of this? It's important to regularly exercise our brain in order to build a better, stronger mind. Brain-building exercises include doing puzzles, learning new languages, increasing your vocabulary, and even practicing a task with your non-dominant hand. Learning any new physical skill such as snowboarding, snorkeling, or even driving a car with the stick shift also exercises brain cells. One of my favorite ways to keep my mind fit and growing is to read the Bible. I'm not talking about just reading the words, I'm talking about reading to understand and apply what's being taught, to wrestle with the divinely inspired truth to see how it applies to my life today. Take time to memorize a Bible text every now and then. Reading the Bible and memorizing scriptures are some of the best brain-building exercises. In order to keep our brains active, it's important that it gets the right fuel at the right time. You may think we're getting a little off track here as we talk about how certain nutrients affect our brains, but bear with me. The key role nutrition plays is a vital part of our discussion on activity and is worth reviewing here. For effective mental activity, your brain needs a steady supply of glucose, its primary fuel source. The best way to get this is to start each day with a healthy breakfast. It is important for learning, memory, and physical well-being in children and adults. Scientists have discovered that breakfast eaters demonstrate more efficient problem solving, have increased verbal fluency, have an improved attention span, And school children who eat breakfast showed better attitudes and grades. The best breakfast is one that has foods with a low glycemic index. If that's a new term for you, the glycemic index is a measure of just how quickly carbohydrates are absorbed into our body and converted to blood sugar. Scientists measure how fast and high 100 grams of plain sugar or 100 grams of plain white bread raise the blood sugar in the body. These foods are used as a standard and represent 100%. Other foods are then compared to the standard and given a percentage rating. Broccoli or spinach would have a low glycemic index rating, while soda, French fries, or ice cream would have higher ratings. In general, we can say that the lower the glycemic index, the better a food is for our bodies and our brains. It is better when energy comes into our body slowly, over time, rather than rushing in like a tidal wave. It's much easier to handle, and it's healthier too. Let's get back to the breakfast experience. Even though bowls of oatmeal and sugary cereals have a similar number of carbohydrates, they have different glycemic index measures. The sugary cereal gets into your body quickly, peaking sugar levels, and then drops dramatically after about 2 hours. This releases hormones that negatively affect your mood, concentration, and memory, as well as making it easier to gain weight. Oatmeal, however, is absorbed more slowly, giving you a slow rise in blood sugar. That provides steady fuel until lunchtime. In a scientific study done in 2006, looking at students who ate sweetened oatmeal compared with those who ate high sugar cereal, the oatmeal eaters performed 20% better in school. It is important to note that both cereals had the same sugar content, but oatmeal had more fiber and protein, giving it a lower glycemic index. Similar studies have demonstrated that people who eat a low glycemic breakfast of oatmeal actually choose to eat about 30% fewer calories throughout the rest of the day. This makes it easier to keep a person's weight where it should be. So get healthier by simply beginning the day with breakfast, preferably one with a low glycemic index. When choosing your food, remember this basic principle. The closer our food is to the way God made it, the healthier it will be. We've talked about optimizing our brain through mental activity and fueling it regularly with a steady stream of energy. But your brain needs more to function optimally. It requires large amounts of oxygen. Physical activity provides the brain with extra oxygen. It shouldn't surprise you to learn that older individuals who exercised scored higher on intelligence tests than more sedentary people of the same age. And they were able to complete the tasks faster too. In another study, we discovered that after exercising, elderly subjects had a greater improvement in 6 of 8 measures of cognitive or brain functioning. Research shows children who take time for daily physical activity perform better in reading, language, and on test taking. Physically active college students also score better on tests and exhibit better short-term memory than inactive students. When you exercise your body, you're not just helping your heart, lungs, and muscles, you're helping your brain too. Let's summarize what we've learned about the mind. The brain grows in response to regular mental activities. We fuel our brains with glucose starting each day with a low glycemic breakfast. And then we flood our brains with oxygen through a variety of physical activities. Altogether, these things will optimize your brain performance, quickly improving your mood, emotions, and body. It all adds up to a big boost for your health. We've explored building a stronger mind. Now let's talk about building a stronger body. What do you picture when you hear the term strength training? Bulky muscles, countless hours in the gym, diet shakes, expensive supplements? You don't have to go to a gym to enjoy the benefits of strength training. By committing only minutes a week, you can have many of the benefits. You probably already know that strength training reduces symptoms associated with diabetes, arthritis, osteoporosis, and even depression. Science is finding more and more evidence each year proving that strength training is vital to a longer, healthier life. Some researchers say strength training is the best anti-aging strategy we have. Consider this research by Miriam Nelson. The results were published in the Journal of the American Medical Association. After strength training twice weekly for a year, women's bodies were physically 15 to 20 years more youthful. In this study, they didn't use drugs. Women regained bone. They became stronger, in most cases, even stronger than when they were younger. And their flexibility and balance improved. Get this, without changing what they ate, they became leaner and trimmer and 27% more active. These benefits apply to men as well. You have significant control over your health. You have the power to improve it. Here's something to think about. It is estimated that 1/3 of the heart attacks among middle-aged women in the United States are attributed to physical inactivity. Think of it this way. Picture a row of dominoes set up on end. The first domino is muscle mass, which is closely linked to strength training. A loss of muscle mass starts with the fall of the first domino. What follows is system-wide failure, the domino effect. But then consider this. If you start incorporating strength training into your life only twice a week, guess what happens? You can reverse the domino effect. When the first domino stands up strong, the others rise to join it. That's how much power you have. Do 8 to 10 slow, dynamic strength training exercises involving each of your major muscle groups. You don't need very heavy weights. Often, 1 or 2 pounds is enough when starting. Use enough of resistance to slowly do 8 to 12 repetitions to near fatigue. That is, just a little bit of burn on just the last repetition. You actually get more benefit from slowly lowering the weight than from the lifting. If the muscle burns earlier, you're using too much weight. If you're older and more frail, do 10 to 15 repetitions with less weight. After a couple of weeks, you will find it gets easier and you'll want to increase the weights slightly. Do a minimum of 1 set for each muscle group. 2 sets are better. Do this at least twice a week. You could get help from a personal trainer or visit the website of the American College of Sports Medicine, or purchase a copy of Miriam Nelson's book, Strong Women Stay Young. It's easy to do these strength training exercises at home. To reverse the aging process, to feel younger and to be more energetic and healthy, start now. Make a decision to get started, accept no excuses, just do it. Why? It's estimated 250,000 deaths a year in the United States are attributed to a lack of regular physical activity. That's roughly the same number of people that live in the city of Birmingham, Alabama. To put it another way, if people simply started exercising, 250,000 lives could be saved each year. There's another type of exercise that's critical to good health as well, cardiovascular exercise. While strength training focuses on making muscles stronger, cardiovascular exercise focuses on strengthening the system that delivers energy and oxygen to the muscles. This occurs when a person exercises enough to make the heart, lungs, and blood vessels stretch to supply enough oxygen to keep the muscles going. This means that the breathing is deeper and more rapid, that the heart rate goes up, and the blood vessels open up to let more blood through to the muscles. Cardiovascular exercise protects against the debilitating diseases of coronary heart disease and cancer. It decreases inflammation in the body, and just like muscle strengthening exercise, improves insulin sensitivity, helping to avoid diabetes. Many people think they have to spend hours running, walking, or jogging to be healthy, but it's not true. In 2007, the American College of Sports Medicine and the Centers for Disease Control jointly issued national guidelines for physical activity, stating that adults should accumulate 30 minutes or more of moderate intensity physical activity daily. Let's focus on two important terms from that sentence. Number one, accumulate. This means you can break up your activity into 3 10-minute segments or into 2 15-minute sessions, if it works better for you. When researchers evaluated 2 groups of people, one group exercising continuously for 30 minutes and the other exercising 3 separate times, 10 minutes each, they found that the multiple short bouts of exercise produced the same improvement in fitness level. The second term is moderate intensity. Moderate intensity is exercising at a level that burns about 200 calories a day, or is equivalent to walking a mile in about 20 minutes. That's not too fast. Another way to measure this is with the talk test. Here's how that works. If you're walking and you have to take a breath 2 or 3 times in the middle of a sentence, then you're going at about the right intensity. A person could easily experience the protective benefits of physical activity by walking 15 minutes each morning and evening. Isn't it good to discover that any regular, moderate exercise is going to be beneficial? Start today accumulating 30 minutes of moderate activity. This might be a mix of several things: a 10-minute walk, mowing the lawn, washing the car, or even playing with your children. These little lifestyle changes help to keep us young in body and mind and help to reverse the domino effect of aging. Each of us chooses our own lifestyle. Not deciding is deciding. I suggest that you choose what makes you fully alive and keeps you active, both physically and mentally.
So there we have it. There's no magic pill or special secret. According to Dr. Kenneth Cooper, we do not stop exercising because we grow old. We grow old because we stop exercising. You can reverse the aging process and have a younger and healthier body. Start with these 3 steps. Strength train twice a week, accumulate 30 minutes of moderate physical exercise each day, and exercise your brain. Follow this plan, you'll look younger, feel better, and have more energy. But most of all, you'll enjoy living and have more time with the ones you love. That's Creation Health.